What if I told you that the same civilization that built the Colosseum invented concrete and created the foundation of modern law, brushed their teeth with mouse brains and human urine, not as a punishment, not as a dare, as their everyday, completely normal morning routine? Welcome to ancient Roman dental care, and I promise you, it gets worse before it gets better. Let's set the scene. It's 100 AD. You're a wealthy Roman citizen in the city of Rome. You wake up, splash some water on your face, and reach for your tooth powder. That powder? Crushed bones, oyster shells, charcoal, bark, and yes, ground mouse brains mixed in for good measure. You scrub that onto your teeth, rinse, and head out feeling absolutely fresh. By Roman standards, you are the picture of hygiene. But here's where it gets truly unhinged. Urine. Specifically, human urine was one of the most prized dental hygiene products in the ancient world. And not just in Rome, the practice stretched across multiple ancient cultures. Roman physicians like Dioscorides and even the famous Pliny the Elder wrote about it in their medical texts. This wasn't backroom folk medicine. This was the scientific consensus of the ancient world. Rinse with urine, get white teeth. Done? And here's the absolutely maddening part. It actually worked. Urine contains ammonia, which is a natural whitening and antibacterial agent. The same basic chemistry shows up in modern cleaning products. The Romans stumbled onto a genuinely effective tooth whitening mechanism. They just had absolutely no idea why it worked. They didn't know what ammonia was. They didn't understand chemistry. They just noticed that the people who used it had cleaner teeth, and they went with it. It gets more interesting. Urine was so commercially valuable in ancient Rome that the Emperor Vespasian, who ruled from 69 to 79 AD, placed a tax on it. There was an entire trade industry built around collecting urine from public latrines and selling it to laundries and dental product makers. When his son Titus complained that taxing urine was beneath the dignity of the empire, Vespasian allegedly held a coin up to his son's nose and said, "Money does not smell." That phrase is still used in business and economics to this day. Now let's zoom out for a second, because this is actually the fascinating part of the story that most people miss. The Romans weren't stupid. In fact, by many measures, they were extraordinarily sophisticated. Their engineering, their legal systems, their urban planning, all of it was centuries ahead of their time. Aqueducts were bringing fresh water into cities while most of Europe was still living in mud huts. But without the scientific method, without microscopes, without germ theory, even the smartest people in the world were operating completely blind on questions of medicine and biology. So they did what any intelligent culture does. They observed patterns, built systems around what seemed to work, and passed that knowledge down. The result is a civilization that is simultaneously brilliant and completely baffling depending on which direction you look. And honestly, that's what makes history so addictive. Because it's not just dates and battles and the names of emperors. It's the texture of daily life. It's the realization that people 2,000 years ago woke up in the morning, had insecurities about their teeth, wanted to look good and feel confident, and the solution their entire civilization landed on was a jar of collected urine on the bathroom shelf. The next time someone tells you modern life is too complicated, just remember that somewhere in ancient Rome, there was a man whose entire job was collecting pee from public bathrooms and selling it to people who wanted whiter teeth. And by the standards of the time, he was in a growth industry. If you want more genuinely strange, wildly entertaining history that they absolutely did not teach you in school, subscribe and hit the bell, because we do this daily, and it only gets weirder from here.